Alright everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Super Metroid. I'm Lightwolf, as usual. In our last episode, we took out Kraid and acquired the Varia suit upgrade, so now we're safe to travel the Norfair. Now, one of the things that I'd like to point out here, I kind of touched on it in the last video, is that the Metroids were created by the Chozo to basically to keep the X parasite under control. And in case you don't know anything about that, the X, they're parasites, of course, but they're capable of infesting, taking over, killing, and completely mimicking, in every aspect, the host creature. They will take their memories, their knowledge, their abilities, everything. And it comes down to the point where they actually have some limited ability to work with technology on top of that. They can mimic technology. So yeah, downright scary. And the Metroids were supposed to be a dominant predator. Now, this thing here, that brings me to this thing here. There were Metroid cloning facilities on Zebes. Which tells me, well, the Metroid cloning facilities were there by the Chozo originally, and the Space Pirates naturally took them over. Which tells me that the Chozo brought them there because there was an X infestation on Zebes. Now, obviously there is no sign of the X in any way, shape, or form on Zebes at this time. But I think this is supposed to be a foreshadowing to that. Because the X do have sort of that goopy yellow gelatinous texture that seems to be oozing out of this thing. This doesn't answer all the questions about what these remains are supposed to be or who they are or whatever. But here's what I think. I think that after Mother Brain took over operations and led the Space Pirates, Mother Brain naturally took the Metroids off of their intended path, which was stopping the X-Parasites. So the X-Parasites have been slowly coming back onto their feet, if you will. I don't want to take too long to talk about this, but long story short, I think that this was an X that was trying to mimic someone or something. It might have been one of the Chozo guards, maybe one of the Space Pirates, but one way or another, the Idor thing seemed to bust it up. Which I'd also like to point something out, though. Is notice those bugs that were on it. Okay, those bugs are in other parts of the game. I believe they're called S-bugs or Spugs or something like that. But check this out. They come back. In other parts of the game where they appear, they don't come back. Ever. Remember that the X can mimic host creatures? Yeah. I think that this is where the X that became a big problem in Metroid Fusion, I think this is where they came back from. Is this thing. As those bugs. Nobody would have any idea what the hell they were. The Space Pirates wouldn't know, the Federation definitely wouldn't have known, and it's not entirely impossible that they got off the planet before it was blown up. But that's kind of a spoiler. I won't talk too much more about that. I got all my resources back. Let's go ahead and move on for now. I think I adequately ranted about that fiasco. Let's go ahead and just sort of get out of here. I'm trying to use my munitions a little bit more because, well, I'm kind of stingy about it. I use the beam a little bit more than I should. There's always a more efficient way of tackling whatever you're dealing with. Alright, now let's get out of here. I also learned another thing about this area. what I said before about this being Kraid's lair and that it was also in the first Metroid, as I've discovered, not entirely true. The position and layout of this area is not in any way identical to Kraid's lair from the original Metroid. So that was actually my bad on that. And here we go with an energy tank. Now, which, you know, like I said, the layout is not completely different. The only thing that is the same is this. And I'm actually kind of starting to believe that that thing was actually taken from Kraid's previous lair in the Bryn Star. Because it doesn't seem to appear in any other areas. I don't think it's like they rebuilt it. I think they just took it and they put it there. Which is kind of interesting and deliberate. Space pirates aren't really known for doing that kind of thing. Anyway, now safely get through here. This area is a little bit of a... I wouldn't call it a straight shot, but it's definitely not bad. It's certainly in bad now that, you know, we've got the Various suit. It should be noted that there's the hot area, and then there's the lava. Obviously the Various suit can't protect me from that level of extreme temperature. There is a secret around here. I don't remember exactly where it is, so I'm kind of just shooting up all the areas that I can until I find it. I think it's down there. I might have to... Yeah, there it is. Missile upgrade. Or not upgrade, but, you know, missile expansion, rather. Let's go ahead and get the hell out of here before I'm eaten alive by the lava. Down and around. Through the super missile door. I love how I keep switching off between calling them missiles and missiles. Yes, yes, spicy missiles. Bullshit. Come on, no. Stooges. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you... Am I gonna have to start, you know, pumping you guys full of lead, too? My beam can't hurt you, but I know my missiles or super missiles can. Such joyful beings. Such absolutely joyful beings. Let's go ahead and save. Alrighty. Now, having a little bit of trouble. I believe the next, I know which next major item I'm going to get is, but first, you know, as per usual, we're just going to go ahead and grab all the little items that we can because they will make life so much easier for us going forward. Let's see here. Back up. I would just like to point out, I really like how cool this area looks. It's all bubbly. Also, I'm not 100% sure what's up with this area. You know, it does have the same sort of heat flowiness to the background, but an interesting thing about it is that this area, it doesn't actually have the heat feature to it. That is to say, it's not, you know, so hot that it's going to utterly destroy Samus if she sticks around in here for too long. At least in that bubbly area. It is kind of a carryover from the you know, from the first game, but at the same time, you know, you gotta wonder what exactly is up with that. And to be quite honest with you, I really don't have a clue. I don't think it's a direct result of anything the Chozo or the Space Pirates did. But, maybe just, like, a giant gas pocket area. I don't know. Maybe. Those things are so very interesting. Now, something to remember for later. Okay, notice that. See, the way you open this thing is you have to shoot that thing on the other side. Which, kind of, right off the bat, tells you that you're actually supposed to come out of there. And that would make sense. Wouldn't it? You know? Maybe a little bit. Man, my jumping is all kinds of horrible right now. I'm in no way precise. Oh. And I do know this. I am absolutely boned. Oh no. That's okay. That is okay. That is quite alright. Ah, yes. Now see, I'm not 100% sure if that's supposed to be a helpful enemy or or if it's actually supposed to be a bit of technology of some sort. But, one way or another, shit! I know it's helpful. That much I do know. This one even lowers itself a little bit. I'm trying to remember exactly what's over here. See, I know that there's an important item sort of up the way there, but I don't exactly remember how it is. Well, I'm sorry, I do remember how it's obtained. I just know that we won't be able to obtain it yet. Very particular, helpful item is needed on that. I will go ahead and knock out the missile door, though, and step inside. Yes. Yes. Good old missile to save the day. Trying to get better at my duck and dodge morph ball skills. Here we are back in this area. Now, notice up there, those things. I don't know if we've seen them yet, but I know I haven't pointed them out. Those are important, obviously. I mean, you just kind of tell after a while what's important and what isn't. Another fine bit of Chozo technology. Although I'm not 100% sure I know exactly what the point of that particular Chozo technology was. But here's where we get what I feel is one of the most fun things we got. Notice how even sprinting, it kind of takes me a little while to get here. But the fun is definitely about to begin, because you recognize that little symbol? I showed it to you earlier in the Brinstar in the SR388 ecosystem. Speed booster. Press and hold the B button to run. Now, it's true, we could do that already, but you're about to find out just how potent this thing is. Yeah. I'd also like to point out that this is the moment where we start seeing some new things. And I don't mean anything like crazy. Well, okay, I do actually mean something crazy. See, this is sort of the moment where we learn. I can't remember. Shit, not here. That's not where I want to go. I I want to go down a little ways. Which means I'm going to have to go back down here, shoot that thing. Here, shoot that thing. The speed booster actually unlocks several abilities, and not just, you know, that are based on high speed, but not just on the ability to run super fast like that. Go, you know, all unbelievably fast. Notice how it breaks everything. It's actually another fun little feature of this. Alright? Ready for this? Well, actually, you know what? I could show you how to do it, but it is actually a lot more fun if I take you to that area of the Brinstar first, because they actually show you, well, I kind of should let you just see for yourselves. But suffice to say, it is now possible to get through this area. See that? Yeah. So like I said before, game is very similar to Zelda in that fashion. That you unlock abilities that allow you to unlock other areas, or access other areas. Let's go ahead and get through here. Hopefully without getting shot. And as expected, gotta get through this area. And this, probably one of the most immensely helpful items in the game. The Ice Beam. This was also in the first Metroid. As you can see, I get this nice little cool icy particle effect off of my beam shots. But more importantly than that, yeah, see that? Previously, I was just killing those things in one shot. Now I'll actually freeze them first. And although that might sound like a downgrade, check this out. See? He is not going to shoot me as long as he's frozen. Any enemy that can be frozen becomes useful in that sense. Or rather, not useful in that sense. But this is where it also changes. You notice that thing? That's obviously an enemy, and it's going to hurt me. But not if it's frozen. Now, using this little, and it's funny, because most enemies can be frozen. Now that I have this doohickey, it is actually possible for me to get... Sorry, take out that asshole. I hate those things. They get in the vents, and it's just terrible. But now that I have this thing, it is actually possible for me to travel up through the lower Brinstar, above where I came into there. So, let's see just what we're in for, shall we? Alrighty. Gotta head back through this part of the criteria, or not part of the criteria, this is in fact part of the Brinstar. I'd just like to point out something. Look at how far we've already come. We got 2 beams, a charge beam, bombs, missiles, super missiles, and another suit. You know, we're not really all that far into the game. And already we've got just this boatload of cool stuff. Yep. This is the nature of Metroid. Boatload of cool stuff. Now, bet you notice those orange doors. I don't believe I've talked about it before. But those orange doors, well, like most of the differently colored hatches, they too are opened with a special piece of equipment. A special form of munitions, I should say. Let you see that one firsthand, because we're about to get it. these things. It's not too bad. But see how the ice beam just makes things so much easier for a lot of applications. Now again, for anybody who isn't real familiar with Metroid, see this might not be so obvious. Check this out. Okay, see all my beams on the... This is basically my inventory, if you will. Now notice I got all my beams here on the left and all my other, you know, utility stuff on the right. You can turn these on and off. Like, if you want to turn off the ice beam, like, if you don't need it right now, just go back to that. If for whatever reason you don't want the, you know, the spacer beam, but you want the ice beam, you know, as well, just got your regular charge shot with ice beam. You can even turn off the charge beam, the morph ball, the Variety suit. You can put yourself back at, you know, at your basic stuff anytime. It kind of adds just a little bit more utility to the gaming experience. You really don't need to turn any of these off most of the time. In fact, I don't think I can actually think of very many situations where it is more helpful to turn them off. Like the ice beam is the only one I could really think of. And even then, just having to shoot an enemy twice really isn't that bad of a deal for me. And here we are. The power bomb. Okay. Whereas the bombs are a little bit more utility. Power bombs, although they are utility, as you can tell, they are significantly more powerful than that. These things are immensely helpful. Overall, I probably use them a lot more, again, as a utility thing, than as an offensive weapon, but their offensive weapon potential is still pretty awesome. There's a couple of enemies where I actually recommend taking them out using the power bombs. Only a couple. Not very many, but a couple. I'm rambling again. Alrighty. Okay, we're making our way back up. Now, I believe you guys might have seen the map. You might recognize this from earlier. Remember I said there's the criteria is further up? Well, straight ahead, that you know, pink T intersection there, yeah, that's where we came into the lower Brinstar. And as you can see right up here, we're about to head back up to the criteria, just so you get an idea roughly of where we're at. And don't worry if that rough idea passed you up, because you're gonna see roughly where we're at very soon. And it's not going to be a problem at all. Promise you. Oh boy. Those things are freaking powerful and dangerous. Now notice how this one is the only one that doesn't have one of those little grabber things in it. There's a reason for that, as you can tell. I also like to point out that this thing allows you to freeze those guys. I forget what they're called exactly, but they try to grab you and pull you into stuff. They're not really all that dangerous, but the things around them tend to be. They'll pull you right into those flowers and stuff. Here we are, traversing back up to the criteria. This door can only be opened via a power bomb. Yep. If it wasn't obvious, you know, the orange doors can only be opened via power bomb. Now those things, you know, the sound they make and the way they look are probably my favorite of the little crustacean wildlife. This can't get through here exactly, but I'll go ahead and show it to you for now anyway. Alright. Again, more of those things. And as per usual, can't exactly get, you know, through this thick water in this heavy suit. But that's okay. Because soon enough we're going to find the way around to do that. Now. Super missile door. No super missiles. Go figure. Alright. Alrighty. Well, I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. Not enough speed. Oh well. Let's go ahead and give myself a little bit more room. Maybe I can do it now. Maybe. No. Not quite. Alright. Ready? Yeah! Seriously? Alright. To hell with this. Oh, really? We're gonna be like that? Alright, I'm totally going to speed boost through this thing, even if I have to speed boost through one little area. Hey, how about that? There's our ship. Just made a fool of myself trying to get out of here. Okay. So, yes, we'll go ahead and save. Right now, I think this would be a good place to end the video here. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead in the next video, straight back to that place where I first showed you the icon for the speed booster. Because although it is not excessively important, it's another one of those nice little ingenious game design features that inspires you. Or at least it inspires me. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.